So Sayyid once said कि वो लोग जो अपने पुरखों के कामों को भूल जाते हैं वो ज़्यादा दिन, या वो कौमें जो अपने पुरखों के कामों को भूल जाती हैं वो ज़्यादा दिन तक जिंदा नहीं रहती. It is in that spirit I think this function has been organized, and it won't be out of place since this is the first time association has organized something like this. It won't be out of place if you remember some other individuals who have worked for this association over the past 32 years of his life, and they are no longer with us. First person is Dr. Aqil Ahmad Khan, who really gave a lot of intellectual input in the association. Professor Noor Muhammad, everyone knows he was the darling of this community and one of the first few people who helped in establishing this scholarship program. Dr. Virasa Shiko Kashmiri, in early days of the Mushaira, he helped to establish the Mushaira now, which is a world-renowned Mushaira. And lately, Dr. Imtiazuddin Ahmed, who was here briefly, but he was involved very enthusiastically with the association, a donor of the scholarship program. At the same time, he also was the chairman to monitor the investment of the scholarship fund. There are two other individuals who served in the past, Mr. Nazir Beg and Izhar Farooqi, and lately Saeed Qureshi Sahab, who is also a donor and very concerned about the education. He is no longer with us, so we all pray for their souls. Thank you. Now, I'm going to invite Dr. Atiya Khan to podium. Dr. Atiya Khan is a life member of this association and a very close friend of Raza family. She did not go to Aligarh to study, but she is a Aligarhian in true sense. That means she has a wit and a zeal to be a productive member of the society. She is a pediatrician by profession, but I think that's her part-time profession. She is a full-time worker for the Human Development Foundation, an organization which is committed to bring a positive social change in Pakistan. We are proud of her work. In 10 years, that organization has become something. So, with those words, now I invite her over here, and Atiya Khan will give a few minutes talk relevant to this occasion, and after that, she will continue to be the MC of the program. Dr. Atiya Khan, please welcome.
रज़ान बेक़ज़ाही व तस्लीमन ले अमरे, हम राज़ी हैं उसके फ़ैसले पर और हम उसके हुक्म की तस्लीम करते हैं. राहत खान, President of the Aligarh Association. Dr. Abdullah, President of the Board of Trustees, Aligarh Association. Other board members, Shakila, Amir, Simi, Abid, Majaz, other family members, friends, associates, admirers, colleagues of Ahmad Raza Sahab, Adab. First of all, I would like to thank the Aligarh Association for arranging this program for Ahmad Raza Sahab, who, as everybody has said and will say, was a favorite of ours. I also want to thank the association for giving me this opportunity to talk to you all today on Ahmad Raza Sahab. And we have gathered here today to, as Rahat said, to commemorate the death and celebrate the life of Ahmad Raza Sahab. And it won't be out of place to discuss a little bit about what we mean by life and what we mean by death. Life as defined by NASA, we have some people from NASA here, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, defines life as self-sustaining chemical system that is capable of undergoing Darwinian evolution. Also, life has been defined by many of other philosophers and shairs. यगाना ने बहुत अरसे पहले कहा था कि ज़िंदगी क्या है, अनासिर में ज़हूर तरतीब और मौत क्या है इन्हीं अज्जा का परेशान होना. From the beginning of human history, and as soon as people started thinking, the question of where we came from, who created us, who created the world, and where did the life begin, the origin of life, has been the central quest for many minds, many thinking minds. And a lot of theories have been put forth, but the puzzle is still unsolved. And frankly speaking, if the puzzle was easy to solve, this world won't be an interesting place to live. So all of us know about the theory of creation, that God was forever present, and then उसने फिर एक दिन खाक का पुतला बनाया और उसमें रूह फूंक दी, और इस तरह आदम का वजूद हुआ. फिर आदम की पसली से हवा को पैदा किया, और फिर कुन फयकून, और फिर नस्ल दर नस्ल लोग आते गए, और अब तक 6 बिलियन लोग इस दुनिया में रहते हैं. Interesting thing is, though, that the DNA studies performed by some scientists in Stanford University for the last 20 years, they've been studying this DNA and have found that all the human beings living today, and I mean all human mankind, belongs to one single woman through an unbroken chain of mothers. And mind you that this woman who I'm talking about is given a name of mitochondrial Eve. She lived about 150,000 to 2,000 years ago. There were many other people living, but we are all connected to this single woman, and who was soon joined by the Y chromosomes Adam. And another interesting thing I found out, Tariq and I sent our DNAs to find out how we can connect to this woman, which should be coming back next week or so. Hopefully we'll know all our roots, and they'll find out if I'm really a Sayyid and he's really a Pathan or not. And we found in that a documentary came where we saw that there's a family that is direct descendant of this couple of mitochondrial Eve and the Y chromosome Adam, who's still living at the same place where they were from the beginning. And let me tell you their pictures. The scientists went, and this doctor went and interviewed these people, and they look exactly what we would have thought of those people living in Stone Age. It was so amazing to see it. Isn't that interesting? The other theory about origin of life is the scientific theory, that the theory of evolution, where life is said to have started as a simple one-cell bacteria, and then through a process of natural selection evolved into the present form of human beings. Most scientific-minded people do believe in this theory. Recently, about a year ago, scientists came out and talked about mini-viruses. What are mini-viruses? These are big viruses, the biggest and the most weird viruses in the world. It contains more genetic material than any other virus yet seen. And it indeed shares so many traits of living cells that it blurs the distinction between the bacteria and the viruses. And scientists have assumed for a long time that bacteria were there for a long time and viruses just recently were found, but now their thinking has turned upside down, and they're thinking that these viruses were way before bacteria. They ruled the world, this planet, for a long time, and they're not just the ornaments on the tree of life, but actually they are composed the roots of the tree of life. So that's what one of the theories. Another new idea came out of the geochemical evolution, explaining that since the earliest moment of life, nearly 4 billion ago, when the planet Earth, we know about the history, there has been a central set of chemical reactions that just happen, they're in place, and these reactions involved 11 carbon molecules, like acetic acid, like citric acid, very, very ordinary stuff that would have been in abundance in the Earth at that time. And these chemical reactions led to other chemical reactions, and again through a process of natural evolution, these gave rise to simple amino acids, lipids, sugars, and eventually to the genetic molecule of RNA, capable of replicating itself and thus forming life. Lastly, and very recently, I have read a very interesting article describing emergent phenomena. What this emergent phenomenon entails is that from simple beginnings, complexity can emerge. And the best example is our brains, that singly or individually neurons cannot think, but collectively and emerges the consciousness. And that is what then leads to life. Now, what we call, thus there are unfolding of life of this puzzle of life involves many such emergences. But whatever way we think of life, it began this way or that way, this theory or that theory, we all love life. We accept it. We would just love it to live forever. We don't like it to end. We celebrate each life. Every time a child is born, how exciting. What a hopeful thing. What happiness. What future. What love it initiates. This is what life is. Now we'll talk a little bit about death. What about death? फिर से मैं पढ़ूंगी यगाना का शेर के जिंदगी क्या है नासिर का ज़हूर तरतीब और मौत क्या है इन्हीं अज्जा का परेशान होना